How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of City Skylines with me, CityZilla. And if you're new to the series, welcome. We are in our new city of Canalville. This is the city that won, and I'm actually kind of surprised. I honestly didn't think this one was going to win, but I understand why a lot of people liked it. It's unique, especially with the canal. It really has a lot to offer, and then I did a more unique road style, and so there's really a lot of opportunities here, and so today we're going to be diving into our first expansion, and I am super excited about it. We have a couple issues we need to address first, though. So our first issue is we didn't place any medical over here. We only have the one clinic over here, and as a result, everybody is getting sick, and they're getting sick because the trash is not getting picked up. And so in our first episode, we had placed the 2 landfills and then 1 recycling center, and we emptied this one. It basically just transferred all of it over here. But then the 1 recycle center is just not enough to be able to hold up our population now. We're still, we're not huge, but 5,000 is enough to where we should probably do some more. So I think what we're going to do is plop 1 more landfill, and then we're going to do 1 more recycle center, and that should help out. I really don't want to go too crazy with this because I would prefer to actually do like a whole landfill kind of center. I've gotten a couple suggestions with where to place these, and so I wanted to try to take some of those into consideration, especially the water ones. Once we start doing more canals, I want to do a whole water treatment center, something similar to what we did in Crater Lake. And so that should be enough to cover this. And then let's go ahead and place down a couple clinics too. So I think right here next to this this park is going to be a good spot. So if we come in here, just go like that, and then let's go ahead and place all 3 since we know we're kind of short on services over here. So if we go like that, that should be good. Now, yeah, look, all these people are happy. They're like, yes, we finally have a little clinic. And then the clinic is going to be kind of crazy for the first couple minutes, sending out little ambulances and everybody. So everybody's sick from all the trash, and it's just going to take a little while to bounce back. And so I fine-tuned a map theme with this as well. I started off with the Clarer one that we used in Crater Lake, but then I kind of fine-tweaked a few things. I went onto Steam and I chose, I downloaded a couple other themes that I think were just really cool. And so I went through and basically chose the grass texture and everything from a map theme called Melbourne, and it is by JPINMELBS. And I really like it. It's definitely darker, so let me know what you guys think, but I love the textures that it gives us. And then it gives us some nice cliff textures as well. It's not overdone, but I think it works pretty well with this map. And then I went ahead and chose a sand texture that's a little more realistic, and it is from the theme. I believe it's the Los Angeles theme, and it's Owls Albuedo, I believe. I might be butchering that though. So sand, yeah, by Owl. So Owls Los Angeles by Owl. It's really nice. It's it doesn't have any sort of specific pattern. It's more of like a haphazard sand, like maybe people have been walking through it, and so I really like it. I ended up changing the color of the underwater to be a little bit lighter since we still are kind of a tropical map, even though the grass is significantly darker now. But I think it looks really good. I went ahead and chose a pavement texture that I super like as well, and it's from that Melbourne one. I actually think this is probably my favorite pavement now. It's like a standard pavement with little lines. And this is a pavement that you would actually see, at least in the United States. They wouldn't be diagonal like this. They would be up and down, but it would just be these little segments so that whenever they poured it out, they would put the little pieces of wood. And then once the cement dried, they'd lift it up and you'd end up with these lines. And so I think it's really nice. I went ahead and chose a darker road texture than the one that I normally use. I do like the other one a little bit better for its texture, but I wanted to go with something that's just really dark and clean because we normally do this, where is it? Yeah, this Owls Albedo by Owl again. And it's really nice. It has these textures in it, but I just wanted to do something different. And so I went with the straight dark, really clean look. Go ahead and let me know what you guys think of the colors. I think it's really good. And so we should be able to let this play out now. I'm hoping it might take a little while for all the trash to get picked up. But what I'm hoping is, so we have 2 empty landfills and then now 2 recycle centers. And so we should be able to move on without really having any crazy problems. And so one of the things I wanted to go over with this city is these canals. And so you can kind of see we're flooding a little bit, and a lot of it has to do with the ground. And so I played around with these canals. Obviously, if you have mods, it is a little bit easier because you can use Move It. So what you want, so there's a consistent water level And so you need your canal to be a little bit higher so that the water doesn't run over. Otherwise, what you need to use is these flood channels or these flood walls. And they look really good. Honestly, it's just for our setting, it's not going to be great because I want to be able to put stuff on the side of the canal. And so if you're just doing a canal to transport water to maybe an agricultural area or something like that, I think this is great. But for our for what I'm trying to do here, this really isn't what we're going to do. And so the first thing we're going to do is go ahead and just delete this guy. And there we go. And so it's going to take a little while to flood out. But what we want to do is jump into the level terrain tool. And we want to go down here. And we want to choose a height that is a little bit higher than where it was. Not much, but just enough to where we can have the top of the canal be a little bit taller than the water. Again, not much. You got to be careful with this. And so then we want to drag this all the way down to the water, and then we want it to slope into the water. So then we're going to jump into the slope tool. We're going to go like this, and we're going to have it come down and just kind of gently slope in there. And what this is going to do is just increase the water height within our canal, which is really what we're trying to do. Another really good thing to do is just do deeper ones. So I think we're actually going to do a medium canal right here. And so I want this to still be somewhat in the middle. And then I'm going to choose the middle point, even though it's not technically the high point. We did a whole plateau right here. And so now what that's going to do is allow the water to not have to flood. But we still do have a problem with here at the ends. So one of the things that I came up with, and this is something that you can do in your cities as well, is actually provide relief canals. So and we're going to kind of go, there's a couple reasons why you would build a canal within your city. Main reason is to transport water. I grew up in the Western United States, and canals are a huge part of the Colorado River. California, Arizona, even the city of Phoenix wouldn't be there without canals, because they initially diked the river, which gave birth to fertile land in the Phoenix Valley. And so what they do is they use canals to transport water from a river to a region that doesn't have a river. And so it makes it possible to grow vegetation or all kinds of stuff, depending on what you're trying to do, mostly vegetation. You'll also see canals with transporting ships, thinking like the Panama Canal. Instead of having ships go all the way down South America, they go through a locking system that is within a canal to transport ships from the Atlantic Ocean to the Pacific Ocean. And so, and then there's a third set of canals, another reason that you could build canals, and that's for flood relief. And it is something that is used quite often in a couple areas, especially areas that are prone to flooding or areas that are really low to sea level, or even possibly below sea level, I guess. Maybe not below sea level, but... And so I'm thinking more of like a Fort Lauderdale or Venice, and having the canals actually helps the city to prevent against flooding. I'm not so sure about Venice, but I know Fort Lauderdale. By having all the canals run through the city, it provides really good real estate so that they can build homes and stuff like that. But then if the sea level ever rises, then the canals can provide a little bit of relief. Not a lot, but it does help out a little bit. And again, I'm not a pro on this, and so if you guys know more than I do, please let me know. I've looked it up a little bit, but not enough. I just wanted to give a little gist. And so one of the things we can do with this area is provide a canal that breaks off. And so what I want to do is provide a little bit of a grid here. So we're going to go to the freeform tool. We're going to grab the medium-sized canal, and we are going to go like this. And we're just going to follow that coastline. I'm going to almost treat this like a road. So I want to go like this, and then we are going to go straight. We're going to end right there. And what I'm thinking is we will literally have this canal end in the water, but then also go way back here and end right there as well. And I think this one is a little bit higher, so we should be good. But I'm thinking maybe we will level it out real quick. Okay, so looking at our highest point here, this actually isn't bad. And so I think we can actually just fill this back in and then soften the rest of it and then just build the canal without having any problems here. And so now what we're going to do is just grab this guy and we're going to go all the way across. I do want it to be a little bit to the side, though. I think we're actually going to fix that other side. So if we go like that, and then let's go ahead and delete this and fix this. Yeah, there we go. And the reason I did that is because I wanted it to be more on par with that tree line. And so now what I want to do is provide a couple little points across. We want this to go 90 off of that. So we'll go like right here. Yeah, there we go. I honestly think that might be a little too high. You can kind of see it raises up. But the goal again is to just provide a little bit of relief while also allowing us to kind of segment this area. So then we're also going to delete this guy, and we're going to do one right here as well. Yeah, there we go. And then I want to kind of be a little more unique over here. Yeah, there we go. And so I just wanted to do something a little more interesting, kind of like how we did the curve over here. I think it's going to really help out. And then now what we can do is actually draw this canal all the way down and then do some bridges. So we need to pause for this because we're going to be really getting a little crazy with this. And we're going to go all the way back. So we're going to come back here, and then I think we're going to eventually turn this way and possibly that way. So maybe if we get rid of that guy too, I think we're going to need to do, so if we bring this guy back, then jump in here, bring this guy all the way back, go ahead and delete these guys, and we can redraw them in as water pumps. And we'll come down here. All right, and there we go. I think that's a pretty decent little starting canal grid. I think it's going to provide us a lot of opportunity to do some interesting layouts. And so now what we need to do is redraw in our path somehow. So it does look like we're going to have a little bit of an issue here. I wonder if we can even bridge across that. We may need to shift that back a little bit. Oh, let's go ahead and delete that guy. Because I think if we come this way, we can probably do it, but I don't know if that's going to really be the best solution for us. Let's go ahead and see, though. So if we come like right here and then go across and then come down, can we curve this guy in? Because I think we could just connect it to that bridge, but I don't know if I really like that. I would prefer it if we could curve it. So let's see. Again, this is, having no mods is a little bit of a difficult challenge here, but okay, so what we need to do is just bring this back one more. It's kind of funny, when I drew it in, I wasn't really thinking about that road there, but it's not the end of the world. We can just bring this back one more, and then it should open up enough space for us. Yeah, there we go. And then what that does is it really opens up a lot of space for us. It's actually great because now we can curve these back in. So, and while we're at it, let's go ahead and bring these back to this guy, since we have that weird shape going on. So then we can jump back in here, and we could actually do a highway too. Let's actually do that. So we'll come up here. Yeah, there we go. That actually doesn't look bad. And then we can actually do the sound barrier guys, which we did already. Yeah, so we're good. And then let's go ahead and turn this around. And you know what? I think that actually looks great. Don't particularly like this little bridge, but I think it's going to work for our purposes. And a part of me even wants to make this a little bit better, but I don't think it looks that bad. And so let's go ahead and draw in the roads across here now. And so I want to continue using the crossings that we had. It looks like one was right there, but yeah, we'll go ahead and draw in right here. Yeah, there we go. And then let's draw in one right here. There we go. And then let's draw in one right here. There we go. And then let's, just so that we can get one going. Yeah, there we go. And I kind of feel like one should be right there too, but we'll leave it at that. I think that's pretty good. And then we still need to do a road across there, and then we need to figure out some roads over here, but I think we're going to let it flood real quick and see if we have any issues. We need to reconnect our power grid too, and hook up some water as well. I almost forgot about that. I can't tell you how many times I've messed up. You guys have all seen. And so we're going to grab this guy now. Let's go ahead and do some water intake valves. We could do them. I want to do them in this area, but I also don't want them to be right off of our industrial. So let's go ahead. We'll do 3 of these guys, since that's how many water towers we had. We'll go ahead and connect these guys up. And then let's see if the electricity reaches over here. It does. Perfect. And so in just a second, those will be able to suck up some water. They right now don't have any, but come on, it'll go. Get there. It's kind of stopping the flood now. It's kind of funny. Yeah, there we go. And then while we're at it, let's go ahead and put in one of these pumping services, because this is going to become kind of a problem for us. So I think we'll go ahead and put in the pumping service. We could do it right here. I mean, it's going to have great access. I don't particularly like that it's kind of out on its own, but it's still in our industrial area, and then it's going to help with any possible flooding. And once all this stuff floods out, we can kind of see if we have any flooding issues, kind of like this right here. And you can kind of see like this isn't reaching, so we may need to go back in here and adjust the level, or even upgrade to a deeper canal maybe. It's like you can even see these are just really low. That's to be expected though. It's, I mean, better to be low than too high. We're going to have a little bit of an uneven terrain, but let's go ahead and play it, let it fill out, and we will see what kind of problems we have. All right, so I let the game run for a little while, and we are looking pretty good. We really don't have too many flood areas, mostly just at the entrances to some of these canals. This one's our big one. And I think we'll end up maybe putting some flood walls, or we'll just leave it like that. I mean, I think it's because of the nature of the way this canal goes into the water. It's a little more gradual, and so it's actually contributing to the water kind of going a little further up. I'm not too worried about it. The rest of the canal is pretty level. I did end up having to switch to these deep canals for a lot of them, just because we're going to be trying to do ferries too. And I was kind of looking at these bridges, and they were really close to the top of the water, and so having the deeper canals is definitely kind of helping us out. And it's kind of funny, if anybody had noticed, when I drew out this power grid, I didn't actually connect it to anything. And a lot of times the power grid will jump across, but it resulted in a pretty large abandonment wave. Pretty much our whole city went abandoned. We went down to like 500 population, and so I actually had to let the game run for a little while to bring back our population a little bit. And so now I believe we're pretty close to where we were, and so what I want to do is start working on some areas. And so I really want to get our grid going. So we have a huge need for industrial, so I would like to have this guy go down and probably connect right there, and we'll go ahead and get rid of that guy. And then let's go ahead and have this guy go down as well, and then we will have this one go down too. And then let's go ahead and have this go all the way down as well. And then what I want to do is have an arterial that follows the coastline right here, because I really want to try to capture some really nice beach assets in this city. And there we go. I think that actually looks pretty good. And then I just want to connect these up, and I think we're actually going to curve this one in. I want it to be the junction to be at a 90 degree. So this is like one of the things when I'm looking at why grids work so well. A lot of it has to do with just the 90 degree angles. It makes it a little safer. I want that to be tall enough to where a ferry can go underneath it and it's not hitting it. It actually looks a little too low. So we're going to delete that guy and redraw it in, because we really need to be mindful of our ferries here. So maybe we'll go 3 up. We'll go like that, and then we'll come back down. We want to make sure this isn't too steep though. I mean, it is pretty steep, but I mean, I think that could be okay. What we could do as well is just kind of pull this back. Maybe we'll actually do that. So we'll pull this back, and then we will have it curve into that road. And then what we can do with this guy is have it curve in there. Yeah, there we go. And it has a little bit of a kink right there, but it's not the end of the world. And so now we have a pretty basic arterial grid, which is really going to help our city, especially as we expand out. And so I want to do another industrial area in here. So let's go ahead and start drawing some stuff out. All right, so I think what we're going to do is go ahead and pick a middle point, and we are going to draw another arterial that's going to cut through the middle of these. I was kind of looking at it, and I feel like it's going to be a little too wide for us to not have another arterial kind of going through it. So we'll go like this, and then I think we can even have this guy curve down and then maybe land right there. I think that could be good. That's good, and then it adds some interest for this area. So now let's jump back into our industrial roads, and let's start drawing some stuff out. So I don't necessarily want the grid to immediately attach to this. Actually, you know what? It actually might be helpful if we do that. So if we come up here, we're just going to skip 2 in between each so that we can do some pathways or even light landscaping or something. And then I think we'll leave this area empty for us to do a little service center, because we're getting a little far away from the other services. I think actually the services across the road I think are right there, so maybe we don't need to do that. So let's actually just fill this in. So we'll go like that, and then let's go ahead and copy this on the other side, but we're going to curve it in. So we need to be mindful of the spacing and also where it connects up top. So I think if we go like right here, they're not going to perfectly line up, but I'm not super worried about it. It's actually going to help out the traffic a little bit if we space it out. So if we go like that, we can go ahead and connect this guy up. Let's go ahead, and it looks like we can even delete this guy and then just connect these up. So if we go like right there, and then we can delete this guy, and then that way we can have a little bit of a continuity for some of these. But like for this guy, we're going to have it curve the other direction. Having these so close isn't the greatest, but because they're three-way interchanges, it's not gonna hurt us too bad. It actually might help us out a little bit. And there we go. And so we have a nice little industrial area. And so let's go ahead and let's see if we have any resources right here. So we don't. We're just going to use this as a generic industry area. So we are going to paint this all in as one district, since this is generic over here as well. We're going to go like this. And honestly, I don't know if we're going to fill the whole thing in, because with industrial areas, you really got to be careful with overdoing it. So I think maybe we'll do just a couple, and we'll see how that satisfies our need. Because we also got this space that we can continue to fill up, but I'd rather not have the industrial kind of creep this far down. So maybe we'll actually just go like this. And there we go. So I got the water pipes in. We should have connectivity to that. It does look like we need to do a power plant. We did unlock the geothermal. So let's actually see if we can fit in a geothermal plant like right up here. Maybe actually we'll create a space for it. So if we have this road come out, we should be able to connect this guy up. So maybe we'll turn that on and we'll come up here. And then let's see if we can squeeze in a geothermal in here. I mean, we can, but I don't know if that... Maybe we'll go right there, because then it leaves room for us to be able to expand that as well. I think that would be good. And so now we are satisfying some of that demand, but what I want to do is start laying out a residential grid. So let's figure out how we're going to get across here. So we already have a road bridge area coming up here. And what I would like to do is level out this area a little bit. Maybe not a lot, but a little bit. Maybe like right there. So I'm hoping that we can do just a little bit of waterfront areas. So let's come in here. We'll do the same thing. Oh, you know what? It actually looks like it's going up right there. So that might actually be good for us. So if we go like that, and then let's go ahead and raise this up just a little bit, because that actually might help out our beachfront area. Yeah, there we go. And then let's go back in here and just kind of draw this back a smidge. So we need to create a connection going across here. I'm thinking probably right here at the end. So let's go ahead and pause it. And we're going to delete these roads, because I think what we're going to need to do is start off at a bridge piece. We're a little close to this side. So if we come up like right here. Yeah, there we go. And then we should be able to just connect this guy up. I was kind of hoping it was going to be a little bit better than this, but because of how close this is to the canal, we needed the bridge to be further back. And so let's now look at that. I mean, it doesn't look terrible. It actually doesn't look great. So I'm going to redraw this in, because I want it to be a little higher too. So let's go ahead and get rid of this guy. And let's follow this bridge across. It's actually, I think we can curve this around this. So if we go like that, let's see if we can. And there we go. I ended up curving this around just because the hill was really big, and I just felt like it wasn't the most realistic of choices. And so now what I want to do is go ahead and delete this guy. And we're going to have this go up. We're going to have it go up like right there. But then we're going to have this one curve down. I really want this to follow the coast as best we can. So we're going to go ahead and turn off snapping. And we're going to just follow this all the way around. And there we go. And so now the idea is for us to do some more bridges. It's kind of why I left it a little further apart over here. So if we turn back on snapping, we should be able to lift this up, go like right there, and then come on over here, and then drop this down again. Yep. So like right there. Yeah, you know what? That doesn't look bad. So then we should be able to just connect this guy up. I kind of wish that was level. Go ahead and level that out. So if we get rid of this and then draw this across, we should be able to go like right there. Yeah, look at that. That's perfect. And then now what we can do is just connect this guy up. So if we go like right there, it's not perfect. Let's go ahead and shift this over, because I would prefer this to be a little bit better than that. So if we go like this, yeah, there we go. Perfect. And then we can turn this down. Nice. And then we should be able to bridge this across as well. Nice. So now we have some nice little bridge connections. Let's make sure they're high enough. They are. This is a really weird connection right here. I think we're going to redraw this one in. I didn't realize how much lower that went. It's kind of funny without being with mods. It's kind of tough. Yeah, there we go. That definitely looks better. It's a little steep on this side, but at least our bridge isn't looking weird. I'm just going to fix this one real quick. Yeah, there we go. That looks a lot better. This one's a little higher up, but I'm not concerned about it just because this is all on a bridge piece right there. And then this one looks okay. This bridge looks okay. And so now what I want to do is go ahead and create some more connections back here. I'm just going to go ahead and draw a bridge going this way. Yeah, there we go. It's definitely flat. It looks like this area over here is a little bit higher, so I'm not super worried about it. And so now what I would like to do is create another connection over here, another arterial. So maybe if we go, I feel like we could go right here, but having these connections so close, I don't think would be the greatest. And so maybe if we start like right here and have it go down. So I think if we connect it like right there, that's probably going to be our best bet, because then we can just come in here and connect this up too. So we'll go like that, and then we can actually do a bridge or a park right there or something. Maybe put our schools in there. And then let's jump in here, go to this guy, and then what we're going to do is just draw these in, and then we'll go ahead and start doing some residential and stuff. Yeah, there we go. Really easy grid pattern, and then it just lends us to have a little bit better of a traffic flow in here as well. We are going to break it up into some other formations eventually, but I think for right now this is actually pretty good. I do want to do just a couple little crossroads to kind of help out with travel just a little bit. We don't need to do them all over, but this just helps the neighborhood to run a little better. Yeah, there we go. And then now what I think we're going to do is just lay down some water pipes real quick. And voila, there we go. And so let's go ahead and start painting some of this stuff in. Let's actually do our services first. So if we do a school right here, where do we have? So we have services right there. But I think if we did services up here on this road, this would actually be good. So let's go ahead and maybe we'll actually do them over here, because then it'll give us a little more spread. So if we go in here and just put all our clinics in here, our fire department, healthcare, and all that, it should cover this area pretty good. It does look like way back here is going to have some issues, but I think that'll be good for right now. And then I want to maybe we'll do the park right there, and then let's see about putting an elementary and a high school right here. So if we go like right there, and then let's go ahead and go like right there. And then let's see if we can fit in one of those big parks in here. You know, let's see if we can squeeze this guy over off of the main road. It's going to be tough. So maybe if we go like right there, let's see if yeah, look at that. Perfect. I kind of had a feeling we were going to be able to. I kind of wish these were a little closer, but because they're separate grades, maybe it's better that they're not. And so we will just connect up some paths for this now. And then I want to do some trees and stuff. Just kind of clean it up a little bit. And so I'm just probably going to use the same trees that are in here. Yeah, there we go. I think that looks pretty good. I just cleaned it up a little bit. I didn't do too much. I just did those the same little trees. It does look like we have some issues right there, though. Yeah, I think that looks pretty good, though. It's not overdone, and it's enough for the two schools. And then I think we will turn this into a park. I think that'll be really good, especially close to those. And then we do, oh man, we get high density. So let's go ahead and unpause it. We get high density at 7,000, which we're so close to. So then I would like to put some high density in here. Maybe we could actually do, because I don't want the high density to be right next to the low density. So let's go ahead and fill these in with low density. And I think we will do commercial off of this road. So we'll go ahead and go like this. All right. And so I hooked up power to this little corner and to this area. So as these expand, it should be okay. So maybe we'll just do high density around this outer edge because it'll be a little further out. But then we will do a height band as well. Maybe actually, you know what? I don't know if high density is going to work out in here. Maybe we'll just do low density because I was really hoping to have a little bit better of a transition, because I don't want to just put high density right next to it. Because normally you'll see like mid-rise apartments or something, but you wouldn't have like really tall buildings. Hey, there you go, big town. So campus area, taxation, another square, which doesn't matter. We got metro and a campus area. Man, we're going to I think maybe we'll even turn this middle one into a campus. That could be great. A campus just have its own little square. I think that could be fun. And so let's go ahead and see how high density looks on this outer side. So if we just go like right there, and then let's do this inner ring as commercial. Yeah, there we go. And so one of the things that I want to do with this build is start naming out these little sectors. I really want to focus some more on names in this series. I I really like how we did like Franklin Estate and stuff like that. I think it's just a really fun way to kind of incorporate some more ideas and stuff like that. And I think it's just something fun that we can do. And there we go. And so I just went ahead and put this little park in here. I'm just going to connect this guy up as well. So we're going to go like that. We're going to go like that. And then let's go ahead and put in just a couple trees around this guy. So, yeah, just a nice little park. Nothing too crazy. And so now we should be able to unpause. Let's go ahead and paint this all in as a district. We'll have to figure out some sort of naming methodology for this city. So I think it would be fun for us to do street names too. I haven't really dove into names too much, but I think it's just a really fun way for us to try to incorporate some things. Like maybe this district is all about, you know, like this high school sports team or something like that. I'll have to figure it out. Go ahead and let me know in the comments if you guys think of anything. And so it does look like we need some more industrial. Maybe we'll just do a couple more here. So maybe we'll go like this. Let's go ahead and do just a smidge of commercial in here too. These would be just your little shops for the people working here so that like if they're grabbing lunch or something, they can just go down the street rather than having to actually drive into the city. Super convenient. I've actually worked on a plant like that before, and having access to a little store is actually really beneficial. It does look like we need to do some fire coverage over there too. So let's go ahead and put this guy in right there. I think we're going to do a medical clinic and a police station as well, just because having all the services can really help those buildings to upgrade. And so now our new area is grown out pretty good. I actually really like what it's starting to look like. I like these little canals too. And so what I want to do is jump into ferries now. And so the first thing we need to do is figure out where we're going to put our ferry depot. So I think if we, you know what, maybe if we just put it like right here, that could be good. We could actually fit that into. I wonder if the ferries can go past the ferry depot. So we'll go ahead and pause that and let's look at what it looks like. So, I mean, it looks like they should be able to pass it. Go ahead and finish off this road, and we may move this. I don't know if I particularly like it, but especially, I mean, I don't think that's bad. It would kind of be, I bet you all the kids in the area would be riding their bikes off of that. But I don't, something tells me that that's just not that safe. So I think we will have to move that, and maybe we will push it back here. I hate to put it like right off of Franklin Estate, but this is really going to help the city out a lot. Maybe we could even push it a little further up here. It's just there's noise pollution, and so we really got to be careful. So I think if we put it right there, it is flatter, or it is more flat. So maybe if we go like that, that's actually not bad. And I actually think it looks okay here. It's not terrible. I kind of wish it blended in a little more with the surrounding area. Like if we had it in an industrial area, I think it would definitely look better. I think it being right on the edge of the start of our city is interesting, but maybe we'll put a factory or something there in the future, and we can say that maybe the factory has roots in like getting water, power, or something like that. Something fun like that. And so now we have access to ferries, and so let's go ahead. I think there's some hubs too that involve ferries. Yeah, ferry bus exchange stop. We're going to go ahead and put it right here. So we're going to delete a couple roads, and we're going to get rid of the one-way designation here, which does kind of suck, but I think having this here would just be so beneficial for the area. So we're going to curve this guy in, and then we're going to do the same thing over here. And then let's go ahead and finish off our dirt road. I don't know if it can connect up in the middle anymore. It can't. So we're just going to get rid of that road. And I really wish we could shift that back, but I don't think it's the end of the world. We are going to go back in here, though, and redraw in these guys. Because once those buildings grow in, we won't really notice the difference as much. So now we have a bus stop and a ferry depot, which I think is just great. This is like really high though. Guessing, I mean, these look almost like diving boards. Like maybe somebody's going to jump into the canal. The canal really doesn't look too deep though. I don't know how safe this would be. All right, so now what I want to do is start doing some other ferry stops. So let's jump in here and let's try to figure out. So I think it would be great to have a ferry stop down here. I think what we can do is put one on this side. Oh, it actually looks like we could do one up here. So maybe we'll do one right here. Yeah, I think that would be good. And then let's go ahead and do one down here too. So we'll go like there, and then so we have one right there. Let's go ahead and do one right here. And you know what? I think that's probably good. So we have one there, 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 and there. Let's see if we can put one over here. Yeah, I think this would be good. So let's put it right there. And then now let's start looking at some of these road layouts because we need to connect these up now. Especially this one. This one's where that huge hill was. So I think if we go like that and then go like that. I don't particularly like that, but I think we will do some trees and stuff in there to kind of clean it up. And there we go. And then let's go ahead. I'm just going to copy it on both sides. I think we'll leave that one empty for right now. But then we are going to connect this guy up. Yeah, there we go. I think that looks interesting. That hill is a little steep, but I don't want to mess with it. Okay, so now let's go ahead and draw in our ferry lines. And one thing to be mindful of with ferries is, and canals, whatever side the stop is on is the only side that it can stop on without having to actually turn around. And so we would want this to basically come down here and then turn around like that, and then come up here, go right here, and then turn around again, and then go down here, turn around, and then come this way, stop, and then come up here, and then end. And as we expand more, we're going to have it actually loop around so that it doesn't have to do as much turnarounds, but for right now, I think that is probably our best bet. And so I want to, while we wait for those to kind of populate, I'm going to go around and just kind of decorate up these little ferry stops. So we'll come over here, we'll just kind of fill this in too. I'm just going to copy it on the other ones. Ooh, so we actually need to connect this guy up too. So let's do another little bridge over. And there we go. So I went ahead and did another little bridge over here. It doesn't look particularly great. I think we may downgrade this to a regular road since this is beachfront. I don't think having it as that big road would be as necessary. And then it just makes it a little bit better too. It makes it fit in a little more. Because then we can have this road kind of meander down here too and make it into a whole like a waterfront nice area like that. So let's see if this boat clips this bridge. It's actually not bad. Just barely that top. And so I think that's doable, even though in real life that obviously would not be doable. And so now let's look at our lines and see if we have anybody waiting. Oh man. Is this our ferries? 850? Where's this? Oh man, this is crazy. Ferries don't hold that many people, and so this is gonna be intense. Let's see if they ungroup it all, because what we need to do too is let's do some bus lines too. So, because that's just insane. Let's go ahead and jump into buses, and we need to do a bus depot first. So we will go like this. Let's go ahead and place this guy down here. And then let's jump into our bus stops. We will go like this, and we'll have this guy just basically loop around. Okay, so I did 3 bus lines, one that goes around this way, and then one that goes around the other way. And so we're actually going to go in and change the names for these guys, just because naming them really saves a ton of time. I just recently started doing it. Initially, I was hesitant to, just because of the added amount of time, but honestly, it's just 2 seconds, and it saves so much time. So we're going to do Rosewood loop. And we will do clockwise, and then we will copy that guy. Enter, go in here, Control V, CC, counterclockwise, perfect. And then this is going to be our industrial line. So industrial line, perfect. There you go. Really just helps to differentiate lines, especially as the city gets bigger. I know once you have just a bajillion lines, it really kind of becomes difficult. And so now let's jump into our bus and see what bus we're using first, because we might need to upgrade to those articulated ones. It looks like this one has 10 buses, and man, there's a lot of people. So let's actually jump into that super bendy bus. Yeah, the super bendy bus. And we're going to make this one the super bendy bus as well. I don't believe this one's going to be as busy. It actually looks like it might be. Maybe we'll do the super bendy bus for that one too. It's our first transit in the city, and so I'm not surprised it's this busy, but I'm also kind of a little surprised it's really not that big. And so normally, at least the way I see it, normally they don't get that busy that fast. So let's go ahead and add in 3 more ferries, because these are all like super bunched together. was kind of hoping these were going to break up, but like with regular buses, the buses will kind of pause a little bit and create a little bit of a gap at the stops. And I'm guessing the ferries just don't do that because all of our ferries are kind of bunched together. They're all in one little area. This one doesn't have power. This actually might be causing our problems. Yeah, there we go. I wonder if now that will provide us a little more space. Look how deep these guys are in here. They would have to have like a huge ladder for this, or they I don't even know. That would have to be such a big drop, like an elevator maybe. Yeah, I could see that, an elevator. So I wonder how much of a gap they're going to allow for this, because if they space each other out, then we can really save a lot of time. I don't think it's going to, though, because it would be better if those would ungroup. And man, look at this line. This is just crazy. So now, I mean, the 100-person buses are definitely going to help out with that. Especially as we kind of let that go. But we really needed that. We didn't have any transportation in yet, and especially with this new neighborhood going, man, we got such a high need for industrial again. So we're gonna do probably this one last square. We could do these ones as well. Yeah, maybe we'll do this. Yeah, I mean, look at this. It's growing in fast. But I don't think our traffic's doing too bad, so let's actually jump in here. Yeah, 87. You can kind of see we're having an issue back here. This is not great. I don't know what these... Oh, it's the new bus stop. I wonder if that's going to cause a problem for us. Let's jump in here and start looking at some of our intersections. So we'll get rid of that guy. We don't need a stoplight there. We don't need a stoplight there, or there, or there. Basically any three-way intersection, we don't need a stoplight. If it's a four-way, stoplights can be good, but because even like here, and the in-game stoplights aren't terrible, but it tends to put a lot of stoplights in when you definitely don't need them. Having these ones here would probably be realistic. I mean, on a big arterial like this, you would definitely have a light like every couple minutes, especially in a heavily gridded neighborhood like this. All right, well, our stop over here is doing pretty good as well. This is next to our commercial area. I thought that was leveled out. I thought we were more level with that because that just looks terrible. This whole like thing right here. I didn't realize that was so far off. I kind of wish that the game would recognize when the level was off. I wonder if we can come in here and kind of clean that up. I think we can. So if we come in here, just kind of go like that, or even just soften it. Maybe we'll soften the terrain. Yeah, I mean, that looks terrible. That right there. I mean, there are times when this would happen, but they would have a little key wall of their own. Like, they would have built it up. They wouldn't just be pouring cement down a hill like that. Like, especially like this. Like, this is just so unrealistic. They would have built a little ledge for their parking. They would have graded it out. Which is kind of interesting. A lot of the buildings do like kind of grade themselves out, but whenever they're on a hill like this, it's like the footprint just copies whatever the ground is, which is not realistic. Part of me wants to delete this and redo that. I think we will, because that just looks like terrible. Or we can leave it. This just looks so bad though. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and do that. So I'm just gonna dezone it all, and we're gonna fix this up real quick. Yeah, there we go. So I tried to re-level it in a different direction, and it just came out really bad. So I think what we're going to do is just turn this into like a bike path, and then we can actually have it come up over here and kind of cross over. And I think it's just a really good opportunity for us to do some paths and stuff like that. But just because it looked so bad, there really wasn't anything I could do about it. Short of using Move It mod. Move It mod would have worked, but or deleting the whole road and repaving it, but because we already drew out the neighborhoods and everything, I just didn't see it as being feasible. But this is actually going to be a nice addition, so then we can come up over here and then have it turn into a bridge piece. And then now we would have, beachfront, like a beachfront cycle path, which is just great. And it's something that you see in beach areas as well. So we are definitely tapping into a little bit of realism here. I kind of feel it. I wish I could turn that into an elevated piece. Yeah, there we go. I wonder how many people will use it, but it's connected up. And so now it's connected up all the way up over here too. So if anybody wanted to cycle from over here, they could, like maybe over here to over here. And so we'll kind of see. And then what I did was I went ahead and put our high density around here. And what I would like to do is build out a park. And so I think we'll do something simple, nothing too crazy. So we'll come in here, go like this. And then let's go ahead and put in an entrance, though I don't think I'm going to charge for this one. especially being in a residential area, it would be kind of weird to charge for a park in here. And then I'm just going to draw in some of the paths real quick. Yeah, there we go. And then let's make sure that our power is hooked up too, because I just had to delete that. I really would rather not lose power to this side and then have everybody go abandoned. I think that would be pretty bad city planning. I mean, I think for the actual citizens, they might be pretty upset. Yeah, if we go like that, that should connect up. But I'm just going to, just to make sure, we're going to go ahead and connect that, and then we can always come back and delete that. And so now let's jump into parks, and let's do just a couple of these small little plazas. I think these will be good. And then let's go ahead and do the park cafe, and then let's do a couple little benches as well. I'm pretty sure we have, yeah, park props. So if we come in here, go like this, and then go like this, we should be able to go into our parks and go to props. Bada bing, perfect. And so that actually looks pretty good. Oh, there you go. So there's some benches right there. I thought there was benches in there, but for some reason I wasn't seeing them. So that actually looks okay. Having the flower beds and the little stalls. So like if somebody wants to go to the restaurant, grab some food, they can. And then kind of hang out in the park, you know. And so I think we will do a chess little plaza right there, yeah. And so I think we'll probably have to wait for a little bit longer for us to be able to kind of get anything else going. So we'll go like that, and then let's go ahead and do some trees in here. So I think we will do those big live oaks. Yeah, if we go like this. Yeah, there we go. Perfect. You know, and I actually really like how this area is turning out. I'm a little disappointed that this didn't work out, but I'm glad that we got the path in. I think having this path is going to be something really beneficial for the city. I don't think this is particularly nice. Yeah, there we go. And so now let's see if anybody's using it. Doesn't appear so. It does look like people are going that way. So I wonder if we go under here. Can we do that? I wonder if we can. Let's go ahead and curve this guy around. So we'll go like this, have it go down, and then go like this, have it go down. Or we can go like that. You know what? That actually doesn't look bad. For unmodded, it is doable. But it just allows us to get underneath. Like, I think if we went this way, it was going to be a little difficult. And so now hopefully we get people from over here to use this bridge rather than kind of blocking our little street right here while using the crosswalks. We'll kind of see them, and you're going to see a ton of these people are over here. I wonder if we do. Is anybody going to cross and come down here? Well, it looks like one person. Because, yeah, I mean, all these people are getting off right there and actually walking over here. Which isn't bad. I mean, especially once we get our ferry lines optimized, like going in the right direction instead of having to waste time and turn around. I think it's going to be really helpful. And so we could do something right here too, but I think we'll go ahead and wait and see. And then one of these squares will end up turning into an industrial area, or not an industrial, campus area. And then some other fun stuff. If you guys got any ideas, go ahead and let me know. I think this is super exciting. I really like how the canals came out. I think as we build out the canals even further, it's going to be interesting to see how the city develops. We still need to work on Franklin Estate, or even do another estate, something like that. And then I want to branch off into some other industrial areas. I know we got a lot of ore right here and oil, and there's just a ton of fertile land. Like, it looks like one of these squares is literally all farmland. So maybe we'll do another farm up here, and we'll say that maybe it's a farm that's like holding out, doesn't want to sell. And so if you guys like the episode, go ahead and hit that like button. It really helps out the channel a lot. If you're new, please consider subscribing. It really does help me out a lot. And if you're interested in watching this city start, go ahead and click on the video on your screen, and I will catch you on the next episode. Thank you so much.